So let me tell you why it's so hard to date a single mom and to date while being a single mom. I'm bored. I don't want to talk anymore. So I had to tell him, like, listen, you're great, but this isn't going to work out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Shak-Clips here once again, and today's some crazy clips of the worst single mothers I can find. And like always, guys, my favorite clip will be at the end, but in this first one, it is absolutely wild. This single mother decided to order food for her 3 kids on this date.
Hi.
All right, welcome back. Let's call this guy Eddie. You met on one of the apps. You went on a date. You thought everything went really well. You were hoping to see the guy again, but you haven't heard from him, and you kind of feel, you're bummed out because you liked him. You're bummed out because you had to get a babysitter and spend time away from your kids. It was kind of just a lot, and you're let down because you were hoping it was all going to be worth it, and now you're being ghosted, and you want to know why.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let's call this guy now. Good luck, Zara. We're calling on behalf of a woman named Zara. You guys met on one of the apps, and I guess you went out recently. Wow, this guy's very matter of fact. Okay, so you remember her then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember her.
So what happened? Because she called us and said she liked you a lot and was hoping to see you again, and you've ghosted her. I mean, is that true? Did you ghost her?
Well,
Are you ghosting her?
yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
So we went on a date, and it was great. We were having a good conversation. Great. It comes to around the end of the meal. I head to the bathroom, and I come back, and then the waiter brings the bill. And it's a lot more than I thought it was going to, look it over. I call him over and I ask him, hey, why is my bill so much? And he's like, well, she, while you were in the bathroom, added 3 entrees and an appetizer to go.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait, who is the food for?
For her kids.
So the story isn't even finished yet, but it sounds so bad already. I said this before and I'll say it again. If it sounds bad to say, then the situation is probably bad. He doesn't even need to explain his reasoning or what this woman did wrong. All he had to do was just finish the story. But let's continue on, guys, because it does get much worse.
Oh. So she ordered
She was
food
taking it home for her kids.
Oh.
And Okay. And she didn't tell you she was going to do this or offer to pay or, I mean, she didn't even give you a heads up. She just tried to sneak it in there.
No, she was sneaky about it and did it while I was out in the bathroom.
Sorry, you left out the part where you ordered several meals to take home without asking about it. Because, I mean, did you know he was going to pay? I mean, you didn't seem to say anything when the bill came.
No, I mean, he asked me on a date. I would expect he's going to pay. I think that's just kind of typical that the guy pays, especially when he's
for you.
Right.
I mean, he asked you on a date and he paid for you. That was the plan. I don't know that he necessarily signed up to pay for your whole family to eat.
Those aren't his kids.
No, I mean, I get that. They're not his kids, but I mean, he knew I had kids. He knows I'm a single mom.
So this is exactly the problem with single mothers when it comes down to dating. They are getting their baggage from previous relationships and putting it on the next man. And this is exactly why a bunch of men just don't want to date you guys. Single mothers are really making it harder for themselves by just having these stupid standards. Like, are you looking for a man you want to fall in love with? Or are you looking for a man to take on your financial responsibility? Well, let's proceed on with the clip.
So he's supposed to, so he, part of him asking you out on a date is him also providing a dinner for your family? And the fact that you didn't tell him that you were doing it is also a little sneaky. I mean, in fairness.
Yeah, I don't like that either, being called sneaky. I mean,
it sounds like you just kind of assume without asking.
No, I absolutely assumed. I assumed you asked me on a date that you're going to take care of the check. I think that's just pretty standard.
Oh my gosh, he's absolutely delusional. There is no accountability in the slightest. There is a complete difference between taking on the check and paying for kids that's not even his. And not only that, she doesn't like when someone calls her sneaky, but you're stealing from my man. You don't care about actually falling in love with him. You just want to feed your kids' stomachs. That way you and your baby daddy don't have to deal with that. That's just not okay.
So how do you feel about her having children?
Like I said, I'm 31. I don't have a problem with it. I'm open to it. But as long as the father is either incarcerated or he's dead.
So you said you don't have a problem with her having children as long as the fathers are incarcerated or dead. So you basically want them non-existent, not around for any reason.
Now, obviously, this makes some sense. A man doesn't want to deal with the baby daddy being in her life, the constant texting, calling, talking, feeling like you have competition with another man that she's seeing often. Call him crazy, but like I said, it makes sense.
You're just realizing that? You're just realizing that. 6 kids at the age of 22. Like the 6 that come after 5, 6? like the 6 that if you divide by 2, you get 3 6? That 6? Y'all don't want to give your body a break?
I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, some people are just a lost cause, and honestly, some of these women just don't have any self-respect for themselves. They have such high standards when it comes down to dating and the kind of lifestyle they want to attain. But when it comes down to who they're sleeping with and getting babies from, their standards are completely zero. They have this absolutely backwards.
Cool. So when you say height matters, you're judging based on something they can't change. Okay. So the point of this interview,
but that's a preference.
Is your preference is invalid because you can't change it. They
no,
could be
invalid.
Yeah.
That's an invalid preference.
Why? But I can't change it. I can't change it.
Hey,
she's a 3 and she's a 2. I'm just being real.
Well, you know what? Piece of shit.
I'm just being real. I'm gonna be real.
Okay. It's just like.
Is it me, or is this absolutely weird how some women are just so offended by random people's comments? You don't even know this dude, yet you care so much about his opinion. Explain to me you're insecure without telling me you're insecure.
Are we giving the younger guys a chance? In the past week, I have had 2 people reach out to me. One was a woman who said she knew a 25-year-old that would be a good match for me. Now, I'm 35, so that makes him 10 years younger than I am. And then I had a 26-year-old slide into my DM saying he wanted to take me out. I'm at the point now because I'm 35. So even thinking about dating someone who's 30, it just feels too young. So 25, 26 is really young. But I don't know, am I being too close-minded? Should I be giving the younger guys a chance?
I don't think she's being too close-minded in the slightest. Yes, her age is high. She's 35 years old. I mean, she doesn't have much time at all, if not no time. But these guys, these younger dudes that are trying to hit her up, are just trying to sleep with her. I'm gonna be honest. They have no intention of actually trying to wife her up and pursuing a huge family with her.
So I want to be a wife, but I don't want no man with kids, even though I got kids.
What?
That's crazy.
I know. But I don't have.
Why don't you want a man with kids? And do you have primary custody? Do you have primary custody?
Do I have primary custody? Yes, I do. It's not the kids. I'm fine with kids. I don't like the baby mama drama.
How many fathers do you have?
1.
Where is he?
Incarcerated.
So you don't want a man with kids because you don't want to deal with possible drama, but you want a man of high value men to deal with a woman with kids from a man who's in jail.
I know. Yep. That's unlogical, huh?
Honestly, I give her a ton of props just for saying it's unlogical. A lot of women don't even do that in itself. But she is pretty insane. But the thing is, people don't realize about dating and their spouse is you're gonna get the exact same kind of person you are. For example, if you're obese, you're probably gonna end up with someone who's also obese. So if you're a single mother with kids, you're probably gonna end up with the guy who also has kids. And honestly, I'm gonna say that's probably your best bet.
She likes you. She's gonna adjust to whatever. So when a woman is not showing you the interest, that's the red flag right there. She's not trying to see you. She's not calling you throughout the day. She's not making an effort to prioritize you. Red flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure why people even need to debate this. If you're wondering if a certain person you're texting likes you, you will quickly know by how often they text you. If they're barely texting you or giving you any attention, that's an answer in itself. Because no one's ever too busy.
Just come home. You're so sus, bro.
Yeah, there's really monsters, and then there's this. Sadly, it's always the people that are closest with you.
Who the hell is y'all to say y'all want a man that makes $500,000 a year?
Hey, man.
Send me somebody that got enough to make sure that I got lights on, water running, I'm smiling, and we eating. You don't gotta make $500,000. You can make $500.
Make it
if
work.
You can make that work all year, and I'm eating.
Hey,
I'm
man.
good.
I obviously show a bunch of women on this channel, however, there are still some really good women out there who don't have insane standards and are actually super realistic when it comes down to dating and finding a spouse. These are the ones that are going to make it out and raise a good family, but everyone else is just going to be single and alone.
Because I'm seeing all these dudes online talking about soft guy era this, soft guy era that. Y'all wanting girls to pay for stuff, and honestly, bro, you type of dudes, bro, is damn right. It's about time. Personally, if you ask me, it couldn't have been said better. I'm just relieved to know that it ain't just me. You want to come here asking me what I got to offer, what I bring to the table. Baby, I am the table. And it's not the question of do I got money. Obviously, but I want yours. How could we speaking our mind? Now we sassy. Now we acting zesty. What y'all be saying? And did. Don't care. I'm gonna put your ass work. I'm looking for the big ballers, okay? When that bill comes to the table, don't even look in my direction. It's giving broke girl. And baby, if that's the case, that's fine. Just say that. No judgment, but next caller. I'm sorry, boo. No money on your done yun. It's gotta go. At this point, I'm not even answering the call unless I get a cash app first. Like, what? Where's my money for my haircut? You want me to pump the gas? I forgot my wallet for me, my favorite line. And don't ask me to take out the trash. Baby, I'm in Margiela's. This ain't no soft boy era. This is soft boy forever. What are you talking about?
Now, obviously, this is just sarcasm. However, I have to agree with everything he's saying because women need to hear from our perspective. Just as this is insane to hear from a woman's side, men hear this 24/7 from women they do not know, bring nothing to the table, and expect so much from us. Like, just as a woman would never date a man like this, men are also more reluctant on dating women that are just like this.
Official standards of a single mother. I have seen some ignorant shit on this platform. That, my friend, you talk the cake. Single mothers are some of the hardest and strongest working people.
Now, obviously, I'm not saying that single mothers are not hardworking. They definitely are. I know a bunch of single mothers that work their butt off. But the thing is, as a man, we don't need extra hard workers. That's just not a wifey quality we actually look into.
Now, the scenario is painful enough, but I'm more concerned about your time management, you know? Because the time it's taking you to go ahead and set up a camera, cry, okay? Find the audio, post it, only to go back in the comments waiting for people to give you sympathy. Meanwhile, you still have not gone to U-Haul. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to U-Haul. You need some boxes. Tape. You know, move.
Yeah, I'm not saying her emotions that she's going through right now are not realistic, but you're kind of discrediting yourself the moment you start recording everything. Also, I find it pretty insane on how quick women seek attention the moment they get out of a relationship. Like, they suddenly start recording and posting everything on TikTok.
Things I expect a man to pay for while I'm dating him or we're in a relationship. All dates. Like, sir, you're courting me, you're dating me, like, you should be paying for the date. I don't pay for dates, so... what are we doing here? Why would you ask me on a date if you're not gonna pay for it? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I know you don't want to look at my crusty nails, and my nails are never crusty because I'm a model, so I have to get my nails done for shoots, and I usually upkeep my nails once every 2 weeks. So you gotta be able to afford my nails to be done once every 2 weeks. You just have to date me. Honestly, when it comes to hair, I have that wash and go hair, but still, products are expensive. Like my conditioners, my leave-ins, my detanglers, my co-washes, hair is expensive. So I'm going to need you to front the bill on that. You need to help me out. Now, if you guys don't already know, Ubers are a given, a must. I do not pay for my transportation to these dates. You must get my Uber. That is just the standard.
Now, I did show this woman in the past multiple times, and she keeps making new content, and people thinking that she's just being sarcastic. Guys, I want to let you know, she is 100% serious right now. This is not sarcasm, and this is not rage bidding. I actually did some deep dive on her Instagram page to see if she was really about, the modeling and where she sees herself, and she generally thinks she's a beautiful model who deserves a high-valued man, and she's a high-quality woman. This is exactly why it's super important to understand where you rate yourself 1 out of 10. That way you don't have insane expectations like this woman. She thinks she's a 10, but will she ever get a man who's also a 10? Absolutely not.
So let me tell you why it's so hard to date a single mom and to date while being a single mom. Now, the problem with this is I only have certain days that I can see someone. There might even be a week or 2 that goes by where I just cannot see you. And in the early stages of dating, that is very hard and detrimental to your dating life, because if you can't keep a conversation going through, text messages or phone calls, FaceTimes, whatever, I'm going to get bored. So like I said, maybe a week or 2 will go by where I can't see you. And for me, in the early stages of dating, I am not going to get a babysitter. I'm not going to ask my mom. I'm not going to do any of that for someone who I don't feel is worth it. And I know that sounds harsh, but back to the guy.
Now listen, I understand how busy single mothers can get, especially with their kids. I'm not saying they have to be the most free. But with that being said, it is incredibly hard for them to, outclass themselves when it comes down to just women who are not single mothers and are just younger. These are things men look into. Why would we ever pursue a woman like this who we're barely going to see, who's not going to make the right time for me, when I could just go for a woman with no kids and is also younger? But let's proceed on with the clip.
I found that our conversations were just very lackluster. He was very surface level. It was pretty much, hey, how was work? How was your day? Every day. And I just feel like as adults, babe, our days are the same. I wake up, I get my daughter ready for school, give her breakfast, drive her to school, go to work, come home, have dinner, bath, bedtime. It is a revolving door of the same day. And I think most adults can relate to that statement. So if you're not trying to ask me questions, getting to know me, this, that, and the third, I'm bored. I don't want to talk anymore. So I had to tell him, like, listen, you're great, but this isn't going to work out.
And like I said in one of the beginning clips, suddenly a single mother wants to change her standards when she gets older and I guess hits the wall. I don't like using that term hitting the wall too often, but like, why didn't you have these standards when you were younger? Why didn't you really start looking for quality men when you were in your younger years with no kids? You could have found a really good spouse. But suddenly, like I said, when they get kids, now their standards are completely different. It's increased. And they want a man to take on some of the baggage. And I have to say at first, some of these women give up on finding love. They don't want to find love. They want another man to take on some financial responsibility because they can't afford it on their own. They don't mind settling down for a simp that makes a ton of money as long as they get to relax and their kids are fed. Once again, I have no problem with any of you guys dating single mothers, but just understand when she's actually in love with you or just trying to find a piggy bank. But anyways, this is my opinion, guys, because I just wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys do more content just like this, please watch the videos you guys see the top screen. It does my channel a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.